Soft, melancholic piano music begins, reminiscent of a forgotten music box. A gentle, slightly accented voice, laced with a wistful sadness, begins. Oh, darlings, you simply wouldn't believe. Or perhaps, tragically, you would. You see, one sometimes ventures forth with the most exquisite expectations, fueled by glossy photographs and the audacity of a 5-star promise. And one finds well. One finds this. Let me gather my thoughts. It dreadfully disorienting. It like expecting a Klimt painting and being handed a child's crayon scrawl. Honestly, it began, of course, with the booking. A simple transaction, a desire for respite. A girl who always appreciated the finer things, a sentiment instilled by my grandmother. Bless her eternally stylish soul, who always said, darling, if one is to suffer, one must suffer beautifully. I envisioned this holiday in Antalya Lara as a sanctuary, a haven, a place to, simply be. But even then, a prickle of unease, a premonition, if you will, a feeling akin to wearing shoes that are just a half size too small. Still, I persevered. Optimism, after all, is a rather charming, if tragically often misplaced, virtue, isn't it? I recall booking in May, a blooming month filled with the scent of lilac and the promise of sunshine. The representatives assured me of many things. Features, comforts, a certain standard. Oh, the assurances. As though a promise, uttered by someone tethered to a profit margin, holds any genuine weight. And then, the arrival. Oh, my dears, the arrival. It wasn't a welcome. It was an ordeal. A descent into beige mediocrity. But that domestic misfortune can happen to anyone. My soul felt a premonition of dread, like a raven peering through the window of your soul. The room it wasn't too small, precisely. It was constrained, like a dollhouse constructed for a particularly melancholic doll. You know, the kind that perpetually looks on the verge of tears. The dimensions were simply inhospitable. It wasn't too ample. It wasn't inviting. Of course, and this is paramount, darlings, a room isn't merely a space for physical occupancy. It's a reflection of respect, a statement of value. To be housed in something so diminutive, it feels fundamentally disrespectful. And really, isn't basic courtesy the bare minimum one has a right to expect? And the furnishings. Oh, the furnishings. Time, that cruel and relentless sculptor, had clearly not been kind. The toilets, bless their porcelain hearts, looked as though they belonged in a provincial railway station circa 1923. The towels, they weren't simply old. They possessed a history, a narrative woven in faded threads and questionable stains. The furniture, a weary ensemble of chipped veneer and drooping cushions, suggested a past life of quiet desperation. Honestly, it wasn't just aged, it was defeated. Has anyone wondered what kind of mind creates these things? What kind of damage does this do? They simply don't think about it. But it wasn't the mere aesthetic failings that truly grated. It was the temperature, the insidious, unwavering heat. The Antalya weather, usually a delightful caress, was, without a functioning air conditioner, an oppressive burden. To sweat, to languish, to be trapped in a humid purgatory while one is paying for comfort, it's simply barbaric, frankly. You see, the human body requires a certain level of environmental regulation. A temperature beyond one's control induces not only physical discomfort, but also a profound sense of powerlessness. It is akin to being stripped bare, emotionally and physically. One feels utterly at the mercy of circumstance. A tragedy. It is an assault on everything civilized. The television situation. Dante even ask, a wasteland of limited channels, devoid of any semblance of modern entertainment. No smart TV, you understand. No streaming services. It was as though they were deliberately trying to induce
a traveler's advisory businesses near Holiday Inn Antalya, Lara. Let's be frank. Spending time researching the establishments surrounding the Holiday Inn Antalya, Lara has left me disheartened. It's not that everything is awful, it's that a pervasive sense of cutting corners seems to define the experience. There's a feeling of businesses operating with a certain relaxed approach to basic standards and a concerning tendency towards prioritizing profit over genuine hospitality. It's a landscape where the promise of a pleasant experience is often overshadowed by the reality of frustration. And honestly, it's rather upsetting. I've always believed a holiday should be a sanctuary, a place to recharge, not a gauntlet of nickel-and-diming and disappointment. But duty calls, and I will paint a picture of what you, the discerning traveler, can genuinely expect. Let's begin. Generally, the businesses here, from shopping centers to fast food joints, late-night venues, present an air of needing substantial improvement. They operate under a system where the customer experience is met with a silent indifference, almost as if your satisfaction is a minor inconvenience rather than a genuine goal. This isn't some isolated incident, it's a pattern. It feels like the area draws a certain type of operator, you see, one who views tourists not as welcomed guests but as opportunities. It's a harsh assessment, I admit, but the evidence is rather compelling. Take, for instance, the shopping experience. TerraCity, the major mall in the area, epitomizes this feeling. It's not inherently bad. People report a large variety of shops, but beneath the surface, a current of issues runs deep. There's a common thread amongst the comments, a sense of being actively misled. Stories surface of inflated prices, clerks subtly altering receipts to add extra charges, a situation one traveler described as being ripped off twice in 30 minutes.
This isn't merely an inconvenience, it's a denial of a promised experience. Beyond that, a particularly painful point is how they treat pet owners. Tales of dogs being disallowed and rudeness towards those with animals. It feels barbaric. I understand there may be regulations, but the sheer lack of compassion and empathy, it's genuinely disheartening. You are getting a sense that this place does not care. It's as if they prefer leaving you standing on the street, rather than creating an environment where everyone feels welcome. Let's address the nightlife, a particularly thorny area. Club Inferno Lara. The descriptions paint a disconcerting image. It's not a nightclub. It's a constructed spectacle designed, it appears, to separate tourists from their money. The music is frequently described as poor, marred by awkward transitions, and even unexplained silences, punctuated by,
I'm looking into crimes near Holiday Inn Antalya Lara, and it's just so sad. Like, I want to believe that businesses around there are honest, but no. Businesses near Holiday Inn Antalya Lara are like, they have this fake smile on their face, but behind that, they're just waiting to scam you. Like one family got scammed when they booked a 5-star resort through Love Holidays. Can you believe it? They thought they were getting this amazing deal, but when they got there, it was like a 2-star hotel, no amenities, no nothing. They lost 1,800 and I'm like, how could you, Love Holidays? That's just wrong. I predict they probably tried to contact Love Holidays, but they just didn't care. They probably just gave them some generic apology and that was it. Like, what are you supposed to do when you're on vacation and you've already paid for this awful hotel? It's just so frustrating. And what happened to the scammers? They probably just got away with it, making money off of unsuspecting tourists. It's like businesses near Holiday Inn Antalya Lara are just waiting for you to let your guard down and then, bam, they'll scam you. Like, have you ever been to a store and they're like, oh, this is real gold, it's worth so much money? Yeah, that's probably just fake too. They're just trying to make a quick buck off of you. I wish I could say that's it, but no, there are more stories like this. It's like